So, Coach, now we're talking about Lemoyne, the Dolphins out of Syracuse, New York. And one of the things you kind of have to talk about with just different gyms in the NEC, well, Lemoyne's got kind of a interesting one, right? With the natural light. What's it like playing over there?
It's not too bad. The ceilings are really, really high there, so it leaves room for the really cool big digs that go flying in the air afterwards. And it's different from playing in a gym with a low ceiling because sometimes you get an awesome dig and then the ceilings are just lower and it hits a pole or hits something in the ceiling and makes the ball bounce around. So in Lemoyne, there's lots of space. Ceiling wise and off the court wise, you have lots of room to move around and kind of run around. So it's a easier gym to play in. It's definitely the lighting's different. It's not too bright in there. The natural light mixed in with the actual lights. It's a easy light to play in versus some gyms are so bright it bounces off the floors and you feel like you're being blinded from above and below. So it's not a bad gym to play in. It's definitely different from some of the NEC conference gyms, but it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's definitely not a pinball atmosphere, right? The ball
No,
goes up. You might be watching it for, a few seconds, but it will come down without hitting the ceiling. Kind of a
for sure.
Yeah, a good thing to have there, but they also have some good young talent. Jordyn Hamlin was the first ever NEC Rookie of the Week for Lemoyne last season. She's coming back, and just how do you take that kind of potential and say, okay, how's this player going to develop over the course of their career? How does that kind of happen over 4 years?
You just kind of keep giving to them, like keep teaching them. Don't say like you're the best freshman and we're just gonna leave it there. You want to keep developing players like that, and like earlier we mentioned, like with freshmen that get to play, they just keep getting stronger and stronger, and they get smarter and stronger, and just it's awesome. You get to see them develop, and they get to become comfortable in their school and with the coach they're at. And it's awesome with the freshman and the new coach last year. They kind of got started together. They didn't know expectations for either one. So it's just awesome, and she should get to grow underneath her coach and become a really valuable player for that team and someone who thoroughly understands the system they're trying to run there.
All right, from Salt City, we've got Coach Cunningham and Jordyn Hamlin with the Lemoyne Dolphins. Coach Jordyn, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
So, Coach, want to start with you. You've This is kind of a homecoming for you having your first head coaching gig up here, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. My family is, I think, fifth generation from Syracuse, and really happy to be back around all of my family and friends up here.
Jordyn, short history of Lemoyne in NEC, but you may not know this. You're actually the first ever Rookie of the Week for Lemoyne in their history in the league. What did that midseason recognition kind of do for you?
I think that midseason recognition is an awesome reminder that the work that I put on in the off season and the preseason was finally starting to pay off. And I think it's really important to remember that I can't do what I do without my teammates also putting their best foot forward and doing the right things on and off the court. And I think that goes to show that we are doing the right things and we're moving in the right direction.
And coach, just want to kind of stay on that topic. You do have a young team. I was looking through it. I counted 10 sophomores on your roster. So it's a young team. How do you go about kind of developing them to be the best they can be moving forward?
Yeah, I think it's a long game. I think any rushing of the process is going to just, put us back a couple of steps. So really making sure the players understand that, we're here for not just 1 year, for 2, 3 years left with them, and that we're really trying to grow the program to be successful beyond just 1 year. And, invest in their development beyond just what they can do for the team right now. And, you know, that may pay off next week. It may pay off in 4 years. We don't know, but that's the only way we can, find sustainable success.
Jordan, from your perspective, you're a sophomore. You've got all these other sophomores on the team. Does it do anything special for the chemistry that you guys are all about the same age?
I think it's been awesome to come in with such a big group, even outside of the volleyball aspect. Going to college and leaving home for the first time, it's very overwhelming. And to have people that you know are going through the same thing and having the same strenuous schedule, it kind of gives you that sense of relief knowing that you're not alone in things. And I think we've done a really good job at kind of not looking at our team as a division of classes, but just a united group and a united front. So I think that's been very good to have all of us coming in the same shot and being able to mesh with the returners.
So, Coach, you're from the area, but you've spent your entire career coaching, playing really south of the Mason-Dixon, down in Carolina. So, what has to change with this transition back up north?
Yeah, I think that we, as a team, as a group, and as a region, really want to continue pushing the growth of the sport in the area. That starts from our team doing well and our team investing in the sport in the community. So, I think the South volleyball is already established. Up here, it's still becoming, its own entity, separate from basketball, creating its own sports season, things like that. So really understanding that some of the basics are going to have to be gone back to really make sure that we're all on the same page and we're all playing the same type of volleyball. While at the same time, our team's really focused on service and, being involved in our community. So making sure we're contributing to the growth of the sport in the area as well.
Yeah, that's such a cool thing seeing in the Northeast how volleyball has kind of evolved. Last year, of course, Penn State wins the Division I championship, but you've got Pitt, you've got Penn State, you've got a lot of these big programs now. And then in your backyard, Syracuse is in the ACC. You get to play them again this year. What's kind of that experience like getting the other school in town whenever you get them on the court, Jordyn?
It's important to remember that we have nothing to lose. I think being able to play a team like that is an incredible opportunity. We go in and we do our best. We take away the things that we did well and we continue to improve on those, but we also look at it as a way of exposing the things that we do need to work on and getting back in the gym to get to work. So it's awesome to get to go down 10 minutes away and play a team that's that high level of play.
And there are those challenge games, Coach. Do you find that you're able to do the same things, kind of see where your program stands? Is it something where you kind of build toughness for the league slate? What's it do for you from your perspective?
Yeah, I think there's absolutely pros and cons to every game. And so with schools like Syracuse that are getting exposure to high level play every day in their conference and really being challenged by being in the ACC, I think it's a great litmus test for us to see where we are. But additionally, I think when you want to be at the point where we're able to compete and really hang with those teams, and I think it allows our players to see where their growth is and where their growth has been and just play with their hearts all out for that game, and see what happens from there.
And do want to remind the viewers here that Lemoyne has beaten Syracuse. It has happened actually as recently as last season in many sports. So this is one we look forward to as because you love seeing those in city games. Jordyn, speaking of games that you're able to win last year, get on the road and play 2 games per weekend, of course. Go to Central Connecticut State and New Britain, actually sweep them, knock them off both times. Only time you're able to do that last season, win both those games. But when you look back to experiences like that, what can you take from that to do more of that this coming season for the Dolphins?
I think from that weekend of getting those 2 sweeps, a big thing that we realized before going into that game is just playing as one, being able to be united, having the focus and the intention behind each move that we're making. We're still in the process of working on slowing things down. And I think when you get in the midst of the season and school's picking up, it's very easy to just get in the mindset of go, go, go. But I think we did a really good job that weekend at slowing things down and kind of looking at it as, hey, we can go in and get this win. We just have to be really intentional with what we're doing, take care of our bodies, and get in the gym and take care of business.
Coach, back home, what does season 1 look like for you? What's success for you year 1 at Lemoyne?
Yeah, one of our established team core values, and I think big focus from the administration and myself, is growth and establishing a culture that can find success. We would love to say we come out of this season with all these big wins, and all of that is great, but that needs to come, secondary to really building a team culture and a program that we have players that want to play for, and people want to be a part of. So we are really aiming to improve and growth and push ourselves. But I think ultimately it comes down to, do our players feel like they got the experience that they needed this year to really reinvigorate themselves in the sport?
Yeah, and that holistic attitude is so great to see at this level for sure. Jordyn, you've got team goals, I'm sure, But if you look at yourself as an individual, is there anything you want to do this year that'll make this year a success for Jordyn Hamlin?
I think this year, a big thing with me is going to be improving my serve receive, because in order for me to do well, in order for my teammates to do their job, I have to play my part as well. In order for our setters to be able to run a good offense, I have to be able to get them a pass. So just focusing on the things that maybe I struggled with a little bit last season, and more so on the mental side, just remembering to be super uplifting with my teammates and remind them that, hey, we do play a team sport. It's 6 of us out there. It's important to stick together and not feel like you're alone. So just if someone's on the ground, hey, like you got that next one, let's move on. Just reminding each other that we're all together and we're going to move this one.
All right. Sounds like the work's not stopping in Lemoyne. Sounds like there's a lot to look forward to and a big future. So, Coach Jordyn, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. We appreciate it.